Hi, my name is Sophie, and I'm going to be taking you through a 20-minute Pilates workout focusing on pelvic and lumbar stability. A lot of that is to do with getting into your deep core, but there are lots of exercises that I can share with you that will help. So we're going to start by taking our feet to underneath the hips, softening through the knees. Just draw your tailbone down and in, which engages through the middle, and roll the shoulders up to the ears and draw them round and down. We're going to start with a bit of breathing just to kind of get into the correct pattern, and then a little bit of stretch before we get cracking on the main exercises. So taking a breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Inhale, inflating of the ribs, and exhale, deflating. Thinking about your posture, standing tall, getting the stretch through the back. Breath in and breath out. One more here. And exhale. So take a breath in to prepare. Exhale, just releasing gently down towards the floor, getting the stretch all the way down the back of the legs. And then rolling all the way back up. And release the shoulders down. Drawing the shoulders down, getting the flex, that forward flex through the spine. And then rolling back up, engaging through the middle to do so. It just allows for a smoother roll up, allowing the head to release forward, and then gently rolling all the way back up, and shoulders down. One more, releasing forward, and then rolling all the way back up. And shoulders down. So this time, as we draw the shoulders down, we're going to connect the hands to the floor, and we're going to come out into a plank position, but not for long. We're going to just pop the knees down towards the floor. So taking the hands underneath the shoulders and then knees underneath the hips, we're going to start with a simple cat stretch. You're going to let the head release forward, opening out through the shoulders, and then back to neutral. Exhale, engaging through the abs, tucking the core up and under the ribs to open the shoulders, and then back to neutral. Exhale, draw your tailbone down and in as you create that curve through your spine, and then back to center. And one more, exhale, and inhale. So we're going to start by extending our right leg up and away, and then gently slide it in. So we send up and away, and then draw the knee in. You don't have to have a really strong tuck as the knee comes in, but it just helps to let the leg flow. And what I want you to think about here is really keeping your pelvis and your hips very level, engaging. Really thinking about engaging the glutes to get that lift, even weight distribution through those three supporting limbs. Sending up and away, and draw in. Sending away and return. And if you feel balanced enough, maybe adding in opposite arm and draw in. Exhale and inhale. So focus on staying lifted through the middle. Strong through the middle, creating height, energy from hand to foot, and focus on really staying balanced and level through the hips and through your pelvis. Sending away and return. And then on this next one, we're going to hold. So this time I want to create more of a curve through the spine. So we're going to bring elbow to knee as we round through the back and then open out and lengthen. So we round through the spine and then lengthen. Exhale and inhale. Always thinking about when you're returning to keep that neutral neck. Close and extend. We're going to do one more here. And extend away and hold. And we're going to pulse leg and arm for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Placing the hand and the knee down, taking the knees wide, big toes come together, and just lengthen through the back. Feeling that deep stretch running all the way from the shoulders down into your mid and lower back, and then popping up into an all fours position. So keeping with this right leg, we're then going to step forward and wide. We're going to tease the hips through into a hip flexor stretch, shoulders down, by really elongating your hamstrings and your hip flexors. It really helps in the pelvic area. So just shifting the weight into that right side, open that left arm to sky to get that chest opening stretch. And take the hands down, and let's have the hamstring stretch by moving the hips back towards that left heel. And then back into that hip flexor, hip opener stretch. And then popping the knee back underneath the hip. So from here, we're going to just cat stretch, allow the head to release, opening out through the shoulders, and then back to center. Exhale, rounding spine, tailbone in, and back to center. Just one more here before we do the sequence on the other side. And then back to center. So we're going to start by sending the left leg away and just let the knee slide in. Sending up and away and slide in. So it's not necessarily about height of the leg. It's about keeping your middle engaged so that you don't get what I'm about to show you now, which is a dip and a lift. You want to stay strong and in neutral through your middle. And then what that will do is when you've got the strength into that kick away with the leg, you'll feel that glute activating on that left side. So sending away and sliding in. And if you feel balanced, you can add in the arm and return. Exhale and inhale. So sending away and return. Staying balanced and strong. Exhale and inhale. 3 more. And 2. And hold this last one. So we get these pulses, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Popping the hand and the knee down, and then back to your child's pose stretch. And then coming back up to all fours and stepping that left foot through. So just making sure that the left knee is in line with the ankle, hand on the inside, and just open out through the front of that right hip, opening out and lengthening through the back, and then taking the hand up towards the sky for the chest stretch element of the stretch, and then take the hand down to the floor, pinning of the left foot, move the hips back towards that right heel, feel the stretch running down the back of that left leg. Allow the body to fold forward, getting that hamstring release, and then coming back into that hip flexor stretch. And bring the knee underneath the hip. So just slide the legs forward and coming into a seated position. So we're going to sit tall, taking the collarbones wide. We're going to start to engage through the middle as we come down towards the floor, and take the arms down to the sides as you flow down. Bring your feet in towards your bottom, arms lengthen down to your sides, thinking about index fingers reaching towards the heels. And we're going to start by tilting the pelvis, using the abdominals. So at the moment you've got a little bit of a gap between you and the floor. So you're going to take a moment to push down into the floor with the lower back by tilting that pelvis in towards you, engaging this strip of abdominals, and then releasing off. Exhale, tilting, pushing down into the floor with the lower back, and then releasing off. Exhale to push down, tilting of the pelvis, and inhale, release. 2 more, pushing down, and inhale, release. And on this last one, we're going to hold. And then we're going to start to lift the bottom And start to lift and push into the hips into a shoulder bridge position. Shoulder blades go flat. You focus on lengthening from shoulder to knee, feeling the stretch down through the front of those thighs into your quads, and then rolling gently vertebrae at a time back and back to neutral. So just align the pelvis to neutral before you then tilt it back towards you, pushing the lower back into the floor and rolling all the way up. Engaging through the abs will stop your ribs from popping, your ribs from flaring. And then gently rolling down and release. Exhale, tilt the pelvis, rolling up, pushing all the way through. Activating glutes and releasing down. And one more, tilt the pelvis, rolling up and hold it here. So we're going to lever the arms all the way up over the head, feeling the length through the top side of the body, and then draw the arms down to the sides, keeping still in that shoulder bridge hold. Exhale and inhale. 3 more here. Don't let the knees pop wide, make sure they're tracking over the toes. 2 more. And release the hands down. And 1 more, extend up and over. And then release. Hold it here, place the palms to flat and gently roll all the way down towards the floor. And release to neutral. Bring the knees in towards the chest so that you get the stretch down through the lower back. And perhaps just tease rocking from side to side. So we're going to place the feet back down on the floor, knees bent, feet flat. We're going to link the hands and we're going to place the hands behind the head, but we're going to keep the head down on the floor and elbows just drop to the sides. We're going to take the right leg up into a tabletop hold, and we're going to tilt the pelvis, pushing down into the lower back, and as we do so, we send this leg up on the diagonal. So really engaging through your deep abdominals and then release. Pushing down into the floor as we send that right leg away and release. And you want to feel the connection really from the ribs all the way down to the coccyx and release. Exhale, pushing away, extending away and release. We've got 4 more on this side. And 3 more. It's important to hold for a moment before you release. 2 more. Exhale, extend away. And inhale, release. And 1 more. Extend. And release. Pop the foot to the floor. And bring your left leg up to the tabletop position. So again, neutral spine to start with, then we engage, pushing down into the floor, send the leg away, and then release center. Breathing out to send the leg long, and breathe in to return. Aiming for knees in line, and keeping the back connected down to the floor. And center. We've just got 4 more here. Breathing out and breathing in. 3 more. And center. 2 more. Exhale and inhale. And last one. And center. And place the foot to the floor. So sliding the legs away, taking the arms and extending them overhead. Lever the arms, lifting of your head, sitting tall and stretch forward. So coming up to seated, this time bringing left hand to the outside of the right foot and getting that right arm stretched and lengthened away. And then back to center. And the back of the right hand to the outside of the left leg. And back to center. So just getting a little bit of upper body stretch here. and center. One more, exhale and inhale. So we bring the knees in, we take the knees back underneath the hips, and we have our hands underneath shoulders and our knees go wider than the hips, just a little bit wider. Big toes together, so you've created more of a sort of diamond shape with the legs. So we're going to extend. We're going to start by tucking the tailbone down and in. We're going to push your bottom back towards the heels. Naturally, the back will open up. Keep the rounding through the spine as you come all the way up and through to more of a cat stretch. Release neutral, and then just tease the hips forward, shoulders down, opening through the front of the body, and just feel the extension through the lower back, and then come all the way through into a cat stretch. Moving back towards the heels will naturally open the back out and lengthen, and then start to round as soon as you start to lift into that cat stretch, and then to neutral and lower the hips, shoulders down. 2 more here, through to cat stretch, back towards the heels, and then all the way through to your cat stretch center, and then neutral, and then dipping of the hips. And last one, engage the abs, tuck the tailbone under, draw back to the heels. Keep the cat stretch as you come up to neutral, into a dipped hip position, shoulders down, looking forward. And then come back into your neutral position. Bring the knees underneath the hips, hands underneath shoulders, curling the toes under. You're going to lift right up, let the head release, rounding through the back, tailbone in, and drop back to the heels. Come forward over the hands, release the head, engage through the middle, and back to all fours with the cat stretch. Neutral, coming all the way up onto the toes, let the head release, and push into the heels, rounding through the back to neutral and cat stretch, and release. Last one here, opening out through the back, pushing and lengthening into downward dog, into your lifted position, knees down, and cat stretch, and back to neutral. Taking the right arm up, and just feed it through, palm up, and place the hand down. Left side lifts, and draws through, and then placing the hand down. Sliding the hands back to the knees, lifting of the knees, unfolding of the legs, and releasing all the way into a roll down hold. Rolling all the way back up, and shoulders draw back and down. We're taking the arms up on an inhale, and exhale to release. Breath in, and breath out. 2 more here. And release. Tall through your posture, and release. Thank you for joining the session. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much.